fellow Pink Floyd Tone fans. I hope that you all came well through this really strange year 2020, and I wish all of us a much better 2021. Today it's New Year's Eve 2020, and I wanted to finish the year a bit lightheartedly by sharing a little tone experiment with you that I've been trying to wrap my head around. It's namely like how to best record guitar for Pink Floyd tones. And I will be comparing 4 different rigs today, and I will let you listen to it, and please make up your mind which you like best, and at the end I will reveal which rig is what. So I'll be playing my Warmest Black Strat tribute guitar into my enormous Pink Floyd pedal rack that is basically replicating all of the signal chains that Gilmour had during his career. And then I'll be playing stereo, one on the right hand side into my high tone, which is an exact replica of an old high watt amplifier, and on the left side onto a Fender Bassman that is producing some chime and is excellent for Gilmour tones as well. Now that is my fully analog rig. And of course, the disadvantage of the analog rig is you're stuck with whatever settings you had at the time that you record. It's loud in the room, the microphones are potentially bleeding, and miking an amp is a complicated matter. So the second rig I'll be trying is a Semi-Analogue Rig, by which we get rid of the amplifiers and replace them by valve preamplifiers, and I'll be using here my Kingsley Maiden D, which is a Dumble type preamplifier. It's quite similar to the high tone in terms of like having a strong mid-range, and the other one is a Reussenzehn Blackface, which is a Blackface Fender style preamp. And I'll be playing then the pedals into these preamps, the preamps directly into the computer, and on the computer I'll be using the Wall of Sound plugin in my DAW, and will load third-party IRs, namely an high watt 4x12 IR from the Amp Factory and Fender Bassman 4x10 IR from Ownhammer. And so that is very much more convenient in terms of being able to record silently. But what does it do to the tone? Now, the third level, of course, is to get rid of the preamplifiers and use software amplifiers. So, and I call this a semi-digital rig. So I'll be playing my pedals into my interface where they will hit software emulations of the actual amps. And that has the advantage that I can tweak them to my heart's desire. I can play with different amplifiers after the recording when it comes to the mixing stage. And finally, the fourth rig is fully digital, where I also ditch the pedals and use then plugins that replicate these pedals. And now, of course, the question is, can I produce with such a digital rig a tone that is similar or similarly good to the tone I'll be recording directly from my fully analog rig? And so that is a question that we're trying to address here. And the point is not so much as like, will these rigs sound identical? Because they will not sound identical, but are they sounding good? Can we get good tones that will hold their own in an eventual mix or recording? Now, since YouTube is difficult with respect to copyright, I'll be not playing any actual Pink Floyd songs today, but I have created 5 little fragments in the style of Pink Floyd, and I hope you enjoy that and will listen with me to these rigs. I will tell you at the very end of this session like which rig is what, but for the moment please listen and make up your mind which one you like best. So the first piece that we'll be playing I call Me, You and They, and you can figure out which song of The Dark Side of the Moon this is based on. And this features a Univibe pedal and a rotary speaker simulation. So the second piece that we're playing today I called Run for the Sun, and it's based on a very loud and aggressive solo also found on the Dark Side of the Moon, and you can certainly figure out what that is. And that is playing the Univibe into a fuzz phase pedal, into an overdrive pedal, and the fuzz phase is a silicon fuzz phase, and the overdrive pedal is a color sound power booster, which is pretty much what Gilmour used back in the 70s. And that goes into an echo rack or echo rack style delay pedal, and then stereo into the amps and into the rotary. The third little fragment we'll be doing, I call the Wallpaper, and you can figure out what that means. And it's a little rhythm part that features nothing but a Boss CS1, this features nothing but a Boss CS2 compressor and a Boss CE2 chorus, which is basically what was used by Gilmour during the Wall times. The fourth little fragment that we're sharing here today is let's put some big muff tones on that, big muff rhythm tones. And so that is the CS2 into a ram's head, big muff, fuzz, and that into an electric mistress flanger, which is what made this wall tone so amazingly massive, into analog delay, and then into both rotary and the stereo amps. And now here the last tone is also from Wallpaper, and it's in lieu of a famous solo tone that he had there. And this is a super compressed low gain tone. So we will be stacking two compressors here, the Boss CS2 and the Dynacomp compressor, and that goes into a low gain overdrive, which is the TC booster distortion, which is an absolutely awesome pedal. And from there into analog delay. And then we go both into rotary and the stereo amps. I hope you enjoy. So, now, which of these did you like the best? Did you guess it right? Rig A is the fully digital rig. Everything's emulated with plugins. Rig B is the fully analog rig with the mic'd up amplifiers. Rig C is the semi-analog rig with the two tube preamps. And rig D is the semi-digital rig where we play the pedals into the software amps. Did you guess it right?